One of the main reasons we love TV shows so much is our connection and love of certain characters. We watch them for several seasons and can't imagine any other actors playing this character. But sometimes life happens and for some reason or another the actor has to be replaced, and although sometimes it leaves a bad taste in our mouth, we move on.
The poor man's Michael Scott, as he is known around my condo.
However, there are other times the show just can't recover after the replacement. We'll get started on this list, but before that, be sure to hit our subscribe button to stay up to date with all the latest Screen Rant videos. First, can you guess what feature film these emojis are showing? Find out at the end of the video.
And thus, Michael Scott sealed his own destiny.
The Office. Steve Carell is a household name nowadays.
This is a recording.
From his early days on The Daily Show and Anchorman, we can agree that he was fairly well known.
People seem to like me because I am polite and I'm rarely late.
But it was his role in the TV show The Office that put him on the map. The Office was an adaptation of Ricky Gervais's BBC sitcom and took off with American audiences. Naturally, Carell's career took off even more and he began making more films like Little Miss Sunshine and The 40-Year-Old Virgin. When his contract ended in 2013, Carell left the show despite ratings being sky high. Carell's Michael Scott was replaced by a new boss, Robert California. Unfortunately, fans weren't having it and the show ended after 2 post-Michael Scott seasons.
Blue's good too, we can too.
Blue's Clues. Sit down in your thinking chair because we are about to flood you with memories. Burns played the beloved green-striped host and owner of Blue in the Nickelodeon interactive kids show Blue's Clues. You'll remember that Steve talked to us and encouraged us to help find clues and solve the mystery, which resulted in a lot of us yelling the answers at our TV screens. But after about 100 episodes, Steve decided to leave and pursue music.
But we'll sing just one more song.
He was replaced by actor Donovan Patton, who played Steve's brother, Joe.
Cool.
In the show, Steve was leaving for college and Joe would be looking after Blue. Joe was sweet enough, but toddlers just wouldn't have it and the show was done.
I got a pocket full of sunshine. I got a love that you know that it's on mine.
American Idol. If you were alive in the early 2000s, chances are you've heard of American Idol, a TV show that set the trend for modern talent competition shows. The show created several superstars we know and love today like Kelly Clarkson, Jennifer Hudson, and Adam Lambert. But the most iconic of all, of course, is Simon Cowell. He became known for being the mean judge because he was always brutally honest and hilarious.
Thank you.
I like that.
I like you.
It was a total shocker when Simon left after 9 seasons. He did go on to develop the X Factor, but it was hard to find someone to replace the blunt TV star and later on Paula Abdul. Mariah Carey, Keith Urban, and Steven Tyler certainly tried but couldn't fill the void.
The longer they wait, the harder they break. Buckle up, students.
Community. This show had a very niche audience during its 5-year run. Despite its audience never growing much, NBC continued to renew the comedy. Community followed a study group at community college and was created by Dan Harmon. If the name sounds familiar, it's because he is a co-creator of the sci-fi comedy Rick and Morty.
Oh, yeah.
Harmon was temporarily fired from the series and afterwards, Yahoo came in and renewed it for its 6th season. Series regulars Joel McHale, Danny Pudi, Ken Jeong, Jillian Jacobs, and Allison Brie came over to Yahoo, but that wasn't enough. They lost heavy hitters Chevy Chase, Donald Glover, and Yvette Nicole Brown, and instead new actors were added. But not enough people tuned in.
Well, what the heck am I supposed to do? How will the hospital get by, for God's sake? With it? Shut it down!
Scrubs. The critically acclaimed comedy about doctors, nurses, and interns trying to figure it all out was hit among audiences. Who doesn't love Turk and JD's awesome bromance? The show was dropped after 7 seasons but was picked back up by ABC. The cast and writers were ready for their series finale, but the network renewed the show for yet another season. Zach Braff, who played JD, was ready to move on to other things.
I like to call it the circle of life.
So the show went on to take place in med school instead of a hospital, where Turk and Dr. Cox were now teachers. The show's focus and narrator was no longer JD, but Dr. Lucy Bennett, which ended up being too much and the show was canceled.
Oh, isn't it nice to be suddenly so highly regarded?
The X-Files. Who could forget the Fox hit starring 2 paranormal investigators? For its first 6 seasons, these 2 became iconic. It seemed like nothing could go wrong, but before the 7th season began, star David Duchovny sued Fox for cheating stars out of profits for reruns. The lawsuit was settled, but much to our dismay, it was filed while Duchovny was negotiating his contract on the future season. Needless to say, neither he nor Fox were wanting to continue working together, so his character mysteriously disappeared and was replaced by actor Robert Patrick. To play it safe, another actress was hired in case Gillian Anderson decided to leave as well. But they never had to worry about that because without Duchovny in his role, fans stopped watching.
Bridget, nothing bad ever happens to you.
8 simple rules. Sometimes stars leaving the shows have nothing to do with contracts or disagreements. Sometimes it ends up being because of a tragic and untimely death. The ABC sitcom had to recast after the unexpected loss of their star John Ritter. Ritter played a cranky yet charming suburban dad trying to keep some sanity while raising his teenage kids. During the filming of season 2, Ritter fell ill and went to get medical treatment. He passed that same day from a heart defect he had never known about. ABC decided the show would go on, but would now be about a family trying to pick up the pieces after losing their father.
I'll teach rugby. We'll be a ragtag team of misfit school people.
The show added cousins CJ and Grandpa. While both charming, the show only lasted another season.
Now, you're probably all wondering why the mayor took a brief unannounced trip to Florida this week. Well, I have that answer for you.
Spin City. Back to the Future star Michael J. Fox was on a hit TV show called Family Ties. After taking a break, he returned to TV with a show called Spin City. The sitcom was on ABC and Fox, played a character named Michael Flaherty, New York City's deputy mayor. After 2 years, he left the show and announced that he had been battling Parkinson's disease. His reason for his departure was that he wanted to spend more time raising funds for Parkinson's research. In the TV world, his character left for Washington, D.C. and was replaced by Charlie Sheen. The show quickly changed into a romantic comedy surrounding Sheen and co-star Heather Locklear.
No. I'll go. That would be better.
Needless to say, a Foxless show didn't exactly work out.
You were freaking out, Crane.
Oh, me?
Sleepy Hollow. Fox's hit Sleepy Hollow was a supernatural cop drama that was unlike most of the cop shows we've seen. It followed Ichabod Crane, played by the handsome Tom Mison, from Washington Irving's short story The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Ichabod comes back to life in the present day after being dead for about 200 years. He ends up helping modern-day cops fight crimes and, of course, the supernatural Headless Horseman. He finds himself partnering up with FBI agent Abby Mills, and after 3 seasons, we were charmed to say the least. Until, of course, they killed off Abby, and after returning for a 4th season with a new agent, Deanna Thomas, the show's ratings dropped and was canceled.
Now get a job because I need a ton of money.
That 70s show. Do you remember when you were hanging out down the street doing the same old thing you did last week? If so, chances are you're a fan of that 70s show. After 7 hilarious seasons on Fox, star Topher Grace, who played Eric Foreman, left the show to pursue more opportunities for his film career.
When are you gonna give a guy a break?
As if this wasn't bad enough, the show also lost another huge star, Ashton Kutcher, who played lovable goofball Kelso. That had to burn pretty badly. In order to try and make up for the gap left by the 2 starts, producers brought on Josh Myers, who played Randy, but it just didn't feel the same, and the show's popularity declined and was canceled after its 8th season.
He stole that from me. I said from me.
Well, there you have it, folks. Which of these shows do you miss? Which do you think could have been saved? Are there any that we might have missed? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our others in the playlist. And before you go, here's the answer to the emoji quiz. Well, did you get it? Be sure to let us know. As always, thanks for watching.